Welcome to Vampire Crawlers, where your favorite bullet heaven done evolved into a deck builder, and now you're trying to figure out how to crush it. For the greatest Cajun game, we're gonna tell you. First, we're gonna start off with the basics. Then we're gonna work our way up to the game mechanics. And then in the end, I'll give you a bunch of rapid fire tips. So let's start with the interface and controls. First, you can click on your controls. You can click on your deck file there. Now you can click on all these things, but they also got keyboard shortcuts. You can use the arrow keys if you like, but I like to use the WASD keys because I can use the Q and the E to move left and right like that. Now when you're in a fight, you can use your mouse to click on the different cards, or you can select it with your mouse and then press your space bar and it'll play it like that. Using the space bar feel better for me than the mouse click. If you think that's weird, go ahead and try to change my mind in the comments. Now let's look at the map. The map show you what's going on around you. So you got the regular skulls, and those are just your regular encounters. If you got chests, they just regular chests to give you rewards. They also got a chest with the skull, and that means it's a difficult fight, but you get a chest at the end of the fight. Then you got your horny skull, which is your boss encounter. That's going to be the last encounter that you got to do to get off the floor. Then the little dots on the map show you where all the breakable stuff's at, and then the question mark is where they have random events. In case you don't know, if you don't see those little dots on your map, it's because you didn't get the chuchut from the library yet. Then in the corner here, you got what floor you're on. You got to beat the last boss on the last floor, and that's when the level complete. You get 7 types of cards in this game. They got the red ones that are attack, the blue ones are defense, the yellow ones are boost, the purple ones are mana, your teal ones are your character. You got some white ones that are wild cards and some black ones that are debuffs. This will become important because each crawler gives you some special ability when played and triggered when you play a specific colored card. And you're going to want to use these abilities depending on how you want to play the game. So here's all the characters that I have in the end. They all have different special abilities. If you want to play a lot of high level cards, you can use somebody like Arca that'll give you a mana boost. Or if you want to have a bunch of cards in your hand, you can use somebody like Pascalina, who will increase your hand size. Just like in Vampire Survivors, you'll unlock more people as you go. So now that we've covered the basics, let's get into the mechanics, and then after that we'll go over the quick tips. Now the most important mechanic to understand is the combo stacking, because if you get this is how you get crazy powerful attacks. The way this works is you have to play your cards in mana ascending order. So if your first card is a 0 mana cost card, all of your 1 mana cost cards get a multiplier. And when you play a 1 mana card, all of your 2 mana cards get buffed, etc, etc. Now the thing that I think people might miss is that you don't have to start on a 0 mana card to start this chain. But remember, the longer the chain, the bigger the buff. So you can start at 2 and go to 3, but if you go from 0 to 3, you're gonna have a way more powerful attack at the end of that chain. Another thing is the wild cards. These are some one-time use cards, and you can pick them up from things that you break in the game. They're free to use, and they will continue your combo without you having to use any mana. Let's talk about deck building. As you move through the dungeon, you're gonna pick up more cards that you can cook up your deck with by getting more experience and leveling up. Building your deck can be tough. Like the greatest Cajun gamers say, everybody got a plan until RNGP lay you in the mouth. You might go in trying to grab certain cards, but you don't get what you need to cook up that plan. Don't be afraid to use your rerolls, but be prepared to work around your cards if you have to. You also want to build your deck in a way where you got a nice spread of mana cost cards so that you can keep your combos going. Try to make the foundation of your deck 0s and 1s, and then spice it up with some 2s, 3s, and 4s. If you have all 2s and no 1s, it'll be much harder to consistently make combos. While crawling, you'll run into some random events. Some of them might require you to sacrifice some cards. Don't be afraid of doing this. Sometimes a smaller deck is better, you know? It's not about the size of the deck, it's about how well you use it. You can continue adding spice to your deck by adding gems or even evolving them into stronger cards. Gems are additions that you can add to cards by filling gem slots. If you ever play World of Warcraft or Diablo, you know what I'm talking about. These gem slots are also important when it comes to evolving your attack cards. To do it, you gotta combine a specific attack card with its matching item card. These evolutions are what you should be aiming for to cook up a really powerful run. You can combine these cards at certain events, or you can find evolution gems in chests. When the run is over, you get sent back to the hub town. This is where you can spend gold on permanent upgrades so that you can get something cooking on your future runs. This pretty much covers all the introduction mechanics. As you progress further, more and more mechanics open up, like the blacksmith, and the fortune teller. I'll be covering them in my advanced guide that I put out in the future. Moving on, let's get to some of the rapid fire tips. Save your wild cards for big attacks. Wild cards can give you combos a major boost without spending an ounce of mana, but once you use them, they gone with the wind. I like to use them in boss fights so I can burn them down as quickly as possible. Don't sleep on armor cards. You might be thinking, all attack, all the time, but this will turn you into a glass cannon. This gonna work with the small enemies, but it's gonna be a problem when you get into the boss fight. So don't ignore your armor cards. Try to keep your deck lean and focused. They got events that you can destroy your cards on. Don't be afraid to use that. And you can also pick up cards that are destroyed on use. Keep an eye out for evolution combos. You'll start to learn them, like the whip and the hollow heart is the bloody tear. The axe and the candle is the death spiral. If you're familiar with Vampire Survivors, you'll already know what these evolutions are because they're exactly the same. If not, you'll pick it up pretty quickly once you start to learn which ones are your favorite. Don't just spam cards by using the play all button. You could play all your cards from right to left by pressing the play all button, but as the levels get more challenging, that's not going to cut it. You'll need to start picking and choosing so that you can get your combos going. My last tip is about a card pick. I find you can never go wrong with the Attractor. It gives you more opportunities to pull something that you might need. If you end up getting a hand with no armor and you need it, this is the card that might save you. So this is just the appetizer that'll get you going. As you continue through the game, you'll get more and more mechanics that you could play with that'll make you even more powerful, like the blacksmith and the fortune teller. What's your favorite go-to card or evolution? Let me know down in the comments. If this video helped you out, do me a favor and hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, you hear?